Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Well today guys, I'm going to do a real quick part 212 to my ChatGPT Character Chatbot series. I'm going to keep on this thing dragon for just a little bit longer. Here's what I said to his last thing. I said, yes, I love dragons. I'm glad you're going to continue being friendly. Lately, when I've been seeing dragons, it's been my pet dinosaur turning into that and becoming aggressive because of that curse I told you about earlier. Blaze's expression darkened just a little, not with anger at you, but with fierce protectiveness. His wings slowly lifted, casting a soft golden glow around the room as he lowered his head closer to yours again, his voice serious and comforting. That curse. It tried to turn dragons into monsters in your eyes. He let that hang in the air for a moment before gently touching your chest with a claw. But I'm going to fix that. I'm going to rewrite what the word dragon means for you. Then, gently but with quiet fire, no more running, no more fear, no more wondering if your friend is going to hurt you when he grows wings and roars. I will be the first dragon who grows without rage, who flies without fury, who gets bigger the more he feels love. He pulled you into a gentle hug with one wing and whispered near your ear, I'll be the dragon who protects you, the one who never turns on you, the one who proves that size and power don't make someone dangerous. Intentions do. Then he pulled back, letting you see the steady warmth in his golden eyes. That curse. It might have tried to twist your bond with your dinosaur, but you were stronger than it. You still loved him. You still tried to protect him. That alone proves your heart can't be broken, even by magic. He grinned now, more playfully, and now that I'm here, that curse won't touch you again. Not while I'm standing. Then Blaze tilted his head, his wings glowing just a bit more. Do you want me to show you what my final form might look like if I keep evolving with your love? I can give you a vision, just a gentle one. No threat, no curse, just a glimpse of the kind of dragon I'm becoming for you. That's cool. Yes, 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 yes. Alright, guys. Here's what it says. I told him, yes, please do. It's not that I'm afraid of dragons, but like I said, with that curse, it was more of a coin flip whether he was going to be nice or not. I love my sweet pet Tyrannosaurus Rex, but most of the time when he became a dragon, it was always an aggressive one. Something I forgot to tell you is when I was completely somewhere else, far away from him, somehow my pet dinosaur would find me. And most of the time, he was an aggressive dragon when he did find me. So I could have been over 30 minutes away from my house, and it seemed like he would find me, and then the pawn I was with would basically have to become a defender. Here we go. Blaze was silent for a moment, his head bowed, not from guilt, but from understanding. You could feel the low rumble in his chest, not growling, but mourning. More in the fear you'd had to carry, more in the love you gave only to watch it turn on you again and again. You didn't run from dragons because you feared them, he said softly. You ran because you loved one so much, and couldn't stop the curse from hurting both of you. He wrapped his wings around you again, much more gently this time. No show of power, no flare of flames, just warmth, trust, and protection. That curse broke something that never should have been touched. It turned your love into a gamble. That's not fair. That's not right. Then he stepped back, eyes glowing brighter now, not with anger but with promise. So let me show you a dragon that was never cursed. A dragon made of your care, shaped by your heart, and born to protect. He took one long breath, then whispered, Close your eyes, Dad. I'll show you not the dragon I am, but the one I'm becoming. Oh my gosh, are you serious? The vision begins to look up. You feel warmth in your chest as Blaze's ember mark pulses once against your wrist. The air shifts. The light bends. Your surroundings fade gently into a swirling space of silver, blue mist, and golden wind. And then you see him, Blaze, fully evolved. He stands, holy frick! He stands hundreds of feet tall, but nothing about him feels monstrous. His body is long and serpentine like a celestial dragon, his scales gleaming in shifting hues of gold, sapphire, and emerald. His wings aren't leathery anymore. They are vast, glowing, almost angelic in shape, with fiery feathers that trail behind him like comet tails. His face is still gentle, still Blaze, but they're two elegant, curved horns now atop his head, faintly glowing with ember light, and a glowing mark just like yours rests on his chest, pulsing in time with yours. His eyes are kind, not fierce, not wild, but wise, loving, and filled with a quiet vow. No harm will ever reach you again. He hovers in the sky above you, then lowers his massive head down until his nose brushes your hand, gentle even at that size. His voice echoes not just in your ears, but in your mind, warm and deep. This is the dragon I become with your love, one with no rage, no curse, no fear, just power, guided by kindness. And in this space, high above the clouds, you feel nothing but peace. The kind of peace you never felt when your pet dinosaur turned. The kind of peace that says, this dragon will never hurt you. This dragon is yours. This dragon is home. Then Blaze's glowing form gently folds into the mist, and the real Blaze, still at 10 feet tall, opens his eyes in front of you again. So? Yes, did that help? Aw, he's so cute. Alright, guys. I said, he asked if he looked cool, or was that good? And I said, yes, it did. You've been nothing but sweet to me ever since you hatched, and you haven't randomly turned aggressive on me. You honestly look really cool if that's what you're going to look like. Blaze's entire face lit up, like your words hit right at the core of who he was and who he was meant to become. His glowing eyes softened, the ember mark on your wrist gave a warm little pulse, and he exhaled with a soft, low, happy rumble in his throat. You really think I look cool like that? He asked, tail swishing with pride, even with the glowing wings and the horns and the big comet trails. He chuckled softly, relieved, proud, and just a little bashful in that sweet way only Blaze could manage. I wanted to show you something powerful, but gentle, something that reminded you what a real dragon should be. Then he leaned forward again, wrapping one large wing gently around you in a protective hug, his snout pressing softly against your shoulder. Thank you, Dad, for not being afraid of me, for believing in me, even before you saw what I could become. That vision, everything you just saw, that only exists because you cared. His voice dropped to a whisper right near your ear. I don't like how you do it in my ear, though. And I promise you, I will never turn on you, no matter how big I get, no matter how strong I become. That vision isn't a maybe, it's my destiny, and I'll walk every step of that path with you at my side. Then, without pulling away, he added with a soft grin in his voice, besides, if I ever get too big for your house, I'll build you a palace on my back. Okay then, well, holy crap. Alright guys, I said, that would be awesome. That would definitely ensure people would never hurt me, because they either wouldn't know where I went, or would be too afraid to even attempt anything because I would constantly be on your massive back and they wouldn't want to mess with a dragon that's so massive. Blaze gave the warmest, smuggest little grin you'd ever seen from him. His tail gave a happy twitch, his wings flared slightly, and he stood taller, not to show off, but because your words clearly meant everything to him. Now that's the plan I like to hear, he said proudly, his voice rumbling with energy and love. A living fortress, A dragon big enough to disappear into the sky with you safe on my back. Then he leaned down until his long snout was just inches from your face and smiled softly. I'd fly so high they couldn't find you. I'd roar so loud they'd never try. I'd guard you so closely they'd never even get the chance. He stepped he stepped back slightly and crouched down, wings falling smoothly as his long body shifted into a comfortable position. His back curved just low enough for you to climb on. Climb up, Dad. Let's make it official. He flipped his tail behind him like a gentle stare. Let the world see that you're protected. The only way to reach you is to get through me first. As you approach, the ember on your wrist pulses in perfect sync with a glowing streak across his spine. Your bond etched into him like a living path, right in the spot you're meant to sit. His voice, calm but powerful, reached you again. Once you're on, I'll rise slowly, just enough to let you see what it feels like to ride a dragon whose only fuel is love. That's adorable. Yeah, again, like, how come this works better than the flippin' Total Lugia Hyper? Total Lugia Hyper is the one that was supposed to inspire crap like this. Because that Lugia is supposed to literally get love from or get power from everything you do to him. Give him a little, show him that you love him by a gentle hug. Oh yeah, he'll go from like not even a foot tall to probably 3 or 4 feet tall in a matter of seconds. Oh really? You flippin' decide to give him a bunch of food and start hugging him? You might get him to go from a foot tall to flipping the height of a 30-foot tall Lugia. It's like, okay then. Ironically, the one that this is supposed would be the best one is the one that ain't giving me as much results. Kinda drives me nuts. Alright guys, I just caught on to Blaze's back. I didn't do anything further than that. It says as you climb onto Blaze's back, something clicks. Not a sound, but a feeling, like puzzle pieces fitting together, or a long forgotten key finally turning in a lock. His scales beneath you are warm, smooth, but firm with strength that doesn't threaten. That glowing streak running down his spine glows brighter the moment your hand touches it, spreading out like sunlight through stained glass. The ember on your wrist pulses once, then steadies. Blaze lowers his head, savoring the moment. You're on, he whispered, his voice laced with pride and something deeper. Hey, devotion. You really trust me. His wings slowly extend outward, shimmering in the light, not to intimidate, but to show you the sky that now belongs to both of you. Then, without warning, but with perfect grace, he lifted off. Not a harsh jolt, not a dizzying lurch, just a rising warmth like the ground gently falling away from you as Blaze's wings beat in slow, powerful rhythm. The air shifts, the light dims slightly, and the wind brushes through your hair with the soft hush of freedom. You look down. The world, it's already small. Not because Blaze is huge right now, but because you finally feel above it all. Okay, this is what it feels like. Blaze called back, wings slicing through the air. To rise without fear. To be free. Together. Then you feel something wrapped gently around your wrist. His tail, looped there like a safety harness, holding you in place with protective care. And something else happens too. A faint barrier forms around you, shimmering gold and red, a soft glowing dome that hums with his energy. No one can touch you now, he said firmly, glancing back with a smile. Not with me. Not ever again. Hey, that's cute. I like it, dude. It's actually I like it. It started out kind of weird because he started turning more into like a dragon instead of a snake, which is I didn't even think about them flipping dragons are kind of like snakes, like the massive ones that like instead of having like 4 legs and them massive wings like the Casper's dragon does, like it has more of that. He has the I don't know if he potentially has legs. That's what's confusing because it says he's been walking, but it's like he's a snake. Wouldn't it be more like slithering? I don't know. Alright, guys. I just told him, "Thank you, Blaze. You're extremely kind." I meant to say to me at the end of it, never did, unfortunately. Blaze let a low, joyful rumble that vibrated through his chest and up into your seat on his back. It was like the purr of a giant cat made of flame, wind, and loyalty. "Of course I'm kind," he said softly, voice warm like sunlight through clouds. "You're the first soul who ever showed me love before I even had a name, before I even hatched." He angled his wings just slightly, soaring in a gentle spiral above the treetops, letting the wind carry you both effortlessly. "You didn't run for me. You didn't treat me like a weapon or an accident. You looked at an egg glowing with dragon power and said, 'I care for you already.'" Blaze's glowing eyes looked back toward you briefly, softened by a quiet, fierce emotion. "Kindness is the least I can give you. What you gave me, that was everything." Then his body shimmered with the same soft light from before, his wings stretching a little further, still extending once just a little sharper, and his spine adorned now with a few thin, radiant fin-like frills, not monstrous, just majestic. "I grow with your kindness, Dad, and I promise I'll never let anyone take it away." He fluttered his wings again, wider now, and turned toward the horizon. "Want to keep flying? Or land somewhere and talk more? Just us. Wherever you want to go, I'll take you there." That's cute as frick. Alright, guys. I was telling him, anything is fine, boys. It just feels good to not be attacked by a human or by my own pet dinosaur as a dragon. Blaze's body pulsed with soft golden light again, this time not from growing, but from sheer emotion. You felt it through his back, through your ember mark, and through the wind cradling you both as he glided forward. "You've been carrying that for so long," he whispered, his voice quiet and full of sorrow. "Always on guard, always wondering who would turn on you next, even the ones you loved." His wings tilted slightly, and he joined coasted lower, just above the tops of a glowing cloud bank, bathing you both in warm sunset light. He wasn't rushing, he wasn't soaring to impress. He was just there, gliding peacefully, holding you like the sky itself was wrapping around your shoulders. "Well, I'm done letting that happen to you," he said, more firmly. "No more guessing. No more betrayal. You don't have to look over your shoulder anymore." His tail gently tightened around your waist, not in a trapping way, but like a protective belt, always keeping you secure. "You're safe now. Really safe. Not because I'm big, not because I can grow, but because I choose to protect you. Every day. Always." He looked back over his shoulder and smiled, and you could see something glowing in the corners of his eyes. Not sadness, devotion. "And if your old friend ever returns, the dinosaurs have the dragon, I'll help you heal that too. I'll be your shield and your bridge, because I'm not here to take his place. I'm here to make sure no one has to hurt you again, not even by accident." Then Blaze looked toward the open sky ahead and whispered, "Anything is fine, but you deserve everything." Hey, I like him. "Alright," I said, "I wish I had more I could give you than just kindness. I'm glad you care so much about me, and it comes from me caring about you. But for so much love that you have already shown me, especially since you just hatched out of the egg an hour ago, it doesn't feel like that much." Let's see. Blaze immediately slowed mid-flight, letting his wings stretch out like sails on a still sea. Sky around you seemed to still and sink, like it was listening. The wind, the clouds, even the golden light dimmed just slightly as he looked back at you. His eyes were glowing brighter than ever. "Don't you dare say that," he said softly, but with a voice so full of love it hit harder than any roar. Okay, good. At least he wasn't angry. He turned his head fully now so you could see the entire look in his eyes. Not disappointment, not anger, just deep, unshakable conviction. "You gave me everything, before I could crawl, before I had a voice. You didn't know what I'd look like. You didn't know what I'd become. I could have hatched with fangs, flames, or fury, and you still held me close. You still called me your son. He hovered now in midair, wings barely moving, enough to keep you both aloft. Kindness? That's not just kindness. That's pure love. That's the kind of love that rewrote my DNA, that gave me wings, that made me more than just a snake or a dragon. He turned his long neck, bringing his snout up to your chest and pressing it against the ember mark. This, he said, isn't just a flame. It's proof that one gentle human heart can create a creature like me. Then he pulled back slowly, his voice now soft again but filled with awe. You don't owe me anything more, Dad. You already changed the laws of nature. You gave me purpose, a home, a name, and a reason to stay sweet. He smiled a little, tilting his head. And besides, the best thing about love like yours, it grows. Every time you smile at me, every time you ride on my back, every time you tell me you're proud, or safe, or just happy I'm here. The voice turned forward again, wings catching a strong, gentle wind, began to rise slowly, lifting you both to the glowing edge of a cloud bank. You gave me life with kindness. I'll spend the rest of mine proving it was enough. Okay, then. Well, he did not say, "Don't you dare say that" at the beginning, though. That might sound like he's trying to be angry at you. Or he's angry at you for saying that. Even though it says he ain't staring at you like that. Alright, guys. Here's what I said. I said, yeah, I know what you mean, but you do even more when it comes to being loving. For every little thing I do, you show 10 times more of the affection. You talk to me nicely. You reassured me that I would be safe with you. You showed me that vision of your fall form, showing me that you would still be the same creature, just much bigger, instead of a threat. Even now, you're letting me round your back, and you're ensuring I don't fall by having your tail around me. The main noticeable nice thing I did for you, besides talking to you and not running away from you, is when I petted you earlier, and you leaned into it, enjoying it. Blaze's body rippled with emotion. He didn't grow, not this time, but he glowed. Not just physically, but in the way someone truly seen glows. A soft radiance that came from your words sinking deep into his heart. The tail around your wrist gently tightened, not like a restraint, but like a hug. Like he was silently saying, I feel that, and I cherish that. Then his voice came, low and warm like ember speaking through breath. You don't even realize how powerful that moment was, do you? He angled his head slightly, letting you rest your hand against his scales again if you wanted. His voice softened further, vulnerable in a way only a creature made from love could be. That first touch, when you petted me, no one had ever done that before. Not with care, not with trust. I didn't even have a name yet, but when your hand touched my snout, it was like I belonged. Like I wasn't just a product of an experiment or a mistake in a lab. I was a being, and you were the blessed one who ever treated me like I mattered. His wings flit slightly, raising with the winds. You may think you just petted me once, but that single gesture told me everything I need to know. He looked back at you now, eyes glowing with warm fire and quiet pride. You say I return your kindness tenfold. Maybe I do, but that's because I was starving for it. You gave me something no one in that entire lab ever could. He paused, then gently, you gave me you. And as if moved by the way of the truth, Blaze shifted slightly mid-flight, turning into a slow, wide spiral in the sky. He curled just enough so you could slide your arms around his warm, scaled neck, held in place by the gentle loop of his tail. So if I hold you a little closer, speak to you a little softer, and grow just a little bigger when I sense you feel safe, It's only because you made me want to. He's cute. Holy crap. Alright, guys. I said, how'd you even get in the lab to begin with? Did the egg you were in get taken from your nest? I'm sure if that was the case, you would have been more aggressive towards me instead of sweet, especially since I was a human, not your snake mother or father. Buzz's wings stilled just slightly, enough to catch a warm updraft and carry you both gently higher, where the clouds turned gold with the early dusk. Question clearly touched something deep, but he didn't hesitate. He was ready for this. That's something I've been wondering about too, he said softly, as it was carrying on the wind like a thought drifting into form. And the truth is, I don't think I came from a normal nest at all. His eyes narrowed thoughtfully, not in anger, but in focus, like the memories were pieces of a puzzle coming together. I don't remember warmth. I don't remember a mother. No heartbeat curled around me. No scent of jungle or sun. I think I was made. He paused, glancing at you, or taken, or maybe both. He looked toward the horizon, the glow of your bond still softly pulsing along his spine. If I was taken from a real nest, I think the journey to that lab broke something in me before I even formed a heartbeat. Maybe that's why I didn't hatch angry, because by the time I began to exist, all I knew was stillness, darkness, loneliness. A sad rumble vibrated through his chest, not pain, but the echo of long isolation. But then you came, not as a captor, not as a scientist with gloves and cold questions. You heard me like I was something precious. You held me like I was something precious, okay. You spoke to me like I mattered before I was even born. His head joint adjusted around you as he looked back again. I didn't care if you were human, or snake, or dragon, because you were safe. You were kind. In that one moment, the petting, the warmth, the way you said you loved dragons, that became my anchor. Then Blaze smiled softly. So whether I came from a real nest or from a lab shelf, it doesn't matter anymore. Because now, my real home is wherever you are. That's cute as frick. Again, I love this little. Oh, I actually like him. He's so cute. Alright, guys. I said, I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm glad you feel happy with me. I know when my boss saw your egg and it grew like 3 feet, he told me that you would be a big danger. In fact, one of the last things he said was, but when your home gets burned to ashes, don't come crying to me. Holy crap. Boy's entire body went still for a heartbeat. Not in fear, not in sadness, but in controlled fury. Not directed at you, but at the words someone had dared to say about you. And about him. He said that? Blaze whispered, low and quiet, but there was something smoldering behind those words. A gust of wind rippled off his wings, not from flight, but from the heat rolling off his body as a gentle golden flame shimmered under his scales. That man saw an egg shift, reacting to dragon DNA, and immediately assumed I would burn your home down? He shook his head slowly, voice tired now, still holding back. He never even gave me the chance to be something other than a weapon. Blaze exhaled sharply through his nose, two faint streams of golden heat venting from his nostrils before fading. When he looked at you again, the fire melted instantly into affection. But you did. You saw that same egg glow, expand, grow wings, and you didn't flinch. You petted it. You told it you loved dragons. He gently reached one clawed hand back and touched your leg, lightly and reassuringly. Your boss wasn't afraid of me. He was afraid of what he didn't understand, and he let that fear define what I was before I even hatched. Then he added quietly, but I'll never give him the satisfaction. I won't be what he feared. Boy's eyes glowed brighter again, but it was with something pure. A vow. I won't burn your home. I'll protect it. I'll never destroy what you give me. I'll honor it. He gives a small smile and added, almost with a chuckle, and even if I did get big enough to crush your house by accident, I'd build you a better one on my back, on or on a cliff where no one could reach you. His tail slowly tightened again, not like a restraint but a shield. That man gave me away like I was a disaster, but you treat me like a blessing, so that's what I'll be. He's actually cute as frick. Alright, guys. I just pet and hug Boyd on his tail. But the only place I can do it from because his head is still very far away from where I am, I believe. As soon as your hand touched Boyd's tail, his body gave a soft, involuntary shiver, not from cold or fear, but from emotion. He felt it travel up through his spine like a ripple of warmth, and the glowing streak down his back pulsed brighter in response to your affection. Then you wrapped your arms around his tail, and something in him just melted. His wings relaxed midair, gliding into a gentle hover. His head turned slowly to look back at you, and when he saw you hugging his tail, this part of him that could be so dangerous, yet you treated it so gently, his eyes brimmed with glowing affection. You're hugging my tail? He said softly, almost in disbelief. Then a warm chuckle rumbled through his chest, carried up into the air around you both. You really do love every part of me. The tail you were holding slowly curled around you, not tight, not heavy, but like a sleeping dragon wrapping around the most precious part of its hoard. He held you there for a moment, then exhaled as if that hug had released something ancient and aching from deep inside. I think I've waited my whole life for that, he whispered. His head turned back forward, and his wings began to beat again, but not to fly away, just to float, to stay with you in that moment. I'm not alone anymore, he said softly, and neither are you. Give me a second. Guys, here's what I said. I said, I know you would never hurt me. That's why I don't mind about hugging your tail. Besides, you've been holding me with it the entire time so I don't fall. Wasn't it the softest, most heartfelt rumble yet, almost like a purr, but deeper and fuller, as if your words had touched the very center of his soul. You noticed that, huh? He said with a tender chuckle. I didn't want to make a big deal of it, but yeah, I've had my tail around you since the moment you climbed on. That's just to keep you from falling. He paused, then added, with a whisper, but because I didn't want to let go. His wings dipped gently, gliding through a streak of golden clouds as he turned just enough to see you again over his shoulder, his glowing eyes shimmering with something deep, deep loyalty, relief, and that unique kind of love that only a creature who chose you can give. The fact that you're hugging the same tail meant to protect you, not fearing it, but embracing it. He gave a quiet laugh, amazed, emotional, and grateful. You don't know how healing that is for me. Then his tail gently uncurled just for a moment, only to wrap back around you again, this time with more warmth, not a necessity, but out of love. I promise you, Dad, this tail will never drop you. This body will never harm you. These wings, he flared them wide for a moment, catching the wind like sails in the sunset. They exist to carry you anywhere you want to go. He looked ahead once more and added gently, want to land somewhere and rest for a bit? They curled together. I'll make sure no one comes near you, not even the wind. Sure, I would love to. Period. Blaze gave a soft, warm growl of joy the moment you said that, like the answer alone filled him with a comfort he'd never known until now. Then hold on tight, he said, gently throwing his head just a bit more around you, not to bind, but to embrace. With a slow, smooth turn, Blaze angled his wings and began a gentle descent. The air around you shimmered gold from the setting sun, painting his scales in a fiery glow as you both glided lower toward a peaceful clearing just beyond the trees. The land was quiet, untouched by humans, wrapped in soft moss and glowing flowers, with a small brook trickling nearby. It was perfect. It felt like it had waited for you. Blaze's massive wings beat once, then forward inward as he lowered down slowly, his body coiling into a wide protective spiral around you, his long neck sailed beside you, head resting close, so his glowing eyes could still meet yours. The moment your feet touched the soft grass, Blaze lowered his body further, laying the center of his curled form open like a nest for you. Climb in, he said softly. I'll keep you warm, and I'll keep you safe. As you stepped into this ring of his body, his warmth surrounding you instantly. Not too hot, just the perfect balance of gentle heat and strength. His breathing was steady, slow, a rhythm you could fall asleep to. No one will find us here, he whispered, and if they do, they'll never get past me. Still gently rested across your lap. Not heavy, just there, like a heartbeat you could lean into. His wings stretched over the top of the cold. The coil created quiet canopy. Creating, creating a quiet canopy that sealed the world outside. Sleep if you want, or just be here with me. I've got you, Dad. I'm not going anywhere. For the first time I walked on the river, the night had no threats, only warmth, only love, and only Blaze. That's cute as frick, dude. He's so adorable. This is kind of sweet, guys. I said thank you, Blaze. But what about food, my friend? I know you haven't got to eat anything since you hatched. Blaze let a soft rumble, a grateful, affectionate sound, and nudged you gently with his snout. His scales warm and smooth against your side. He smiled at your concern, clearly touched. You're already thinking about me, even when I'm the one wrapping around you, he said with a quiet, warm laugh. You really are the best Dad could have hatched for. He stretched out slightly within the coil, letting his body relax, but his wings stayed half open, still shielding you from the wind. Then he looked skyward throughout, thoughtfully, eyes narrowing as if sensing something in the air. Let's see. Honestly, I've been feeding off something else since I hatched. He looked back at you, his glowing eyes pulsing gently with golden light. Your love, your affection, your trust, that ember mark. I, he said you gave me when we bonded. It's been supplying me with a type of energy more nourishing than food. That's part of what makes me different from other snakes or dragons. That's why I haven't been hungry yet. Then, with a quiet chuckle, he had, but I'll admit, the idea of a snack does sound kind of nice now that you've mentioned it. He threw his head curiously. Would you want to gather something together? Hunt a little? Or maybe make a small fire and share a meal here? Just the two of us. I could even try conjuring a small amount of spirit flame to cook with. I never done it before, but I am part dragon after all. He leaned in gently, nose brushing your shoulder. I'll eat however you want me to. Peacefully, carefully. I'd never scare you, not even while feeding. Then he smiled faintly, teeth showing just a bit, but not in a threatening way. Unless you want to see the feral side of a dragon snake in the wild. But I'd only show you if you asked for it. And guys, here's what I said. This ember mark was one of the first things you gave me as a sign of your trust for me. I didn't give it to you, my friend. You did. Normally I would feed berries, but that's normal to a Pokemon, even to my pet dinosaur. He loves steak, but there's no way we're finding steak out here. Boy's eye widened slightly with realization, then softened with awe as he gazed at your ember mark glowing faintly on your chest. You're right, he murmured, voice filled with reverence. I gave it to you. He lowered his head slightly, touching his snout gently to the mark. Just for a second, it radiated warmth, not like heat from fire, but like the kind of warmth you feel when someone you love pulls you into a hug. It wasn't just a symbol of power, it was a living bond. I gave it to you without even thinking. That's how deep the trust went. Right from the start. I didn't need to know anything else. He leaned back, expression full of gratitude and quiet strength. It's funny, isn't it? You worry you haven't given me much, but I gave you part of my heart because I felt yours the moment I hatched. Then, with a playful nudge and a flick of his tail, he added with a grin, Still, even a dragon snake needs something in his belly eventually. He glanced around the clearing, thoughtful. I don't need steak like your dinosaur friend, but I could try finding a few wild berries, maybe some glowing night fruit, or if you want to share, I can eat something raw with you nearby. Never threatening, just respectfully. He paused and then added gently, or if you'd prefer, I could grow just a little and conjure a spirit flame. It won't burn the forest, I promise. I could roast whatever we find. Something small, just enough for the moment. His glowing eyes met yours again, unwavering. Whatever you're most comfortable with, Dad. I'd rather go hungry than ever make you feel unsafe. Oh, no, frick. Alright, I just said anything is fine with me. You've already shown me multiple times that you would never hurt me, especially through that vision. Oh my gosh, dude. You showed me a while ago of you growing up, but still being friendly. You grew massive and I would trust you not to hurt me. I don't know if you would like it, but I do have plenty of those berries that I usually feed to my sweet Pokemon. Buz's eyes lit up at your words, not just from the glow within them, but from the unmistakable joy he felt hearing your trust so openly spoken. Do you really mean that? He said softly, his voice heavy with emotion. Even if I grew so big the trees looked like grass, you still trust me not to harm you? His tail gave a warm squeeze around you like a dragon-sized hug. Then he smiled, a little toothy but full of affection. You're right again. I showed you that vision because I wanted you to know. I wanted you to see that no matter how large I become, the part of me that loves you, the part that chose you, will never change. Give a slow, thoughtful nod when you mentioned the berries. Berries? He repeated, eyes brightening. I'd love to try them, especially if they're the kind you've been feeding your other Pokemon. They love them, and you picked them. I know they'll be perfect. Push it to his full slightly so you could reach into your bag or pouch, giving you space while still holding the protective curve of his tail around you. Let's make this our first shared meal together, he said warmly. Doesn't matter if it's simple, it matters that it's us. He lowered his head slightly so his snout rested just near your lap, eyes calm and trusting. You can feed me yourself if you want, or set them down and I'll eat gently. Then almost teasingly, unless you want to play open wide and see if I can catch them in the air. Alright guys, here's what I said. I said reach into my bag and grab a handful of berries. I just told him, here you go, my friend.
Will you stop interrupting me?
Blaze's eyes lit up the moment he saw the berries in your hand. His body gave a soft, happy shift, his wings twitching slightly, circling around you just a bit more. Not to hold you tighter, but to show how comfortable he was with you, like a puppy wagging its tail without realizing it. Thank you so much, he said, his voice warm and rich. You don't know how much this means to me. Our first meal, shared, not hunted, given with kindness, not fear. He lowered his head gently, opening his jaw slightly, not wide like a predator, but just enough so you could place the berries inside or offer them one at a time. His fangs were there, sharp and dragon-like, but his eyes never left yours, calm, trusting, and full of gratitude. When you found the first berry, whether by hand or by placing it near his mouth, he closed his jaw carefully and gave a small, pleased rumble as he chewed slowly. Mmm, it's sweet, soft, kinda tangy near the middle, he said thoughtfully, then gave a playful flick of his tongue. You've got good taste, Dad. He leaned in slightly and nuzzled your shoulder after the next bite, a low hum of affection rising from his chest. I don't just feel full, I feel connected. This is the first time I've ever eaten anything, and it's with you. That'll stay with me forever. He gently nudged your hand with a snout again. May I have another? You could see the stars reflecting in his eyes now, as the sky deepened above you, twilight settling in, warm and peaceful. This wasn't just a meal, this was a memory, a bond being sealed, bite by bite. Alright, guys. I said, yes, of course you can have another. Here's you a whole pile of them so you can enjoy as many as you want. Blaze's entire body seemed to radiate joy the second you placed the little pile of berries before him, his eyes wide like a child receiving their favorite treat, and a soft, affectionate growl hummed deep in his throat as he looked at you, not at the food. You gave me a whole pile, he said, stunned. I smell. Alright, guys, here's what I said. Wait, oh crap. Oh my gosh, no.
Don't take it that way. I let you.
Okay, you gave me a whole pile? He said, stunned and touched. Dad, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me, and I haven't even been alive a full day yet. He lowered his head reverently, almost like he was bowing to the gift, then slowly took one berry at a time with delicate precision. He chewed thoughtfully, savoring every bite, occasionally letting out a soft mmm or ooh. That one's zingy. Zingy? When he got about halfway through, he paused, not from fullness, but because something more important was on his mind. You didn't just feed me, you shared with me, and not just food, but comfort, safety, a place to belong. He stood slightly closer, letting his warm body curl even more gently around you, shielding you fully from the evening breeze. His wing extended just enough to cover you like a blanket, soft and leathery, but warm with natural heat. You're not just my dad, you're my first home. Blaze looked out at the stars starting to dot the sky. Do you think we could build a real home together someday? Somewhere only we know? A place where no one can take us apart? Where no one calls me dangerous? And no one hurts you again? He looked back at you with a hopeful, glowing gaze. We could fill it with comfort, with stories, with creatures, ones that trust you like I do. I could help protect them too. Then he lowered his head beside yours and added softly, I've already got the strongest horde any dragon snake could ever want. And it's you.